Hello, guys. Guys. I'm gonna wait just a minute to see if anyone hops on live for this wellness wisdom or yeah, wellness wisdom with Greta. I can't remember what I called it. So if you are on watching this either live or with the replay, just put a comment below so I know that you're here. That is helpful. If I'm sitting here, I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. Hey, Stephanie. All right, guys. Looks like we have 4 or 5 people on. Again, I'd love for you to comment. Whether you're watching this, go ahead and comment. Hey, Tanya. And if you're watching it replay, put replay down. So just so we know, all right? Love for to connect with you that way. Just put replay. So we are talking this week about ditching diet culture. And that's kind of what the whole basis of this free group is about. And um, as well as my metabolic mapping program and this women's strength studio that we've opened. Hi, Ida. Hey, Susan. This Susan just left from. So I wanted, when I brought content back to consistently be consistent with the free content, I wanted to start again with ditching yo-yo dieting. And the thing is, y'all, for years upon years, we have been fed this idea that we have to consistently shrink ourselves, eat less and less and less, and do more and more and more to actually reach the goals that we have. And that's not the case. And I don't want you to think I'm advocating for just giving up and being okay with being unhealthy and overweight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can ditch the yo-yo dieting and reach your health and fitness goals. You can have both. I promise. I am living proof of that. So just a really short background on me. And some of y'all heard my story, but for years upon years upon years upon years, I dieted from the age of 9 up until, gosh, 2021, when I actually found the right way to go about getting lean and healthy. So when I tell you I have done every diet, I have. We had a question this week about your what extreme diets have you done, and all but one I had done already. I'd done those. So, but I feel like now I know a secret that we as women haven't been told, and I want to tell the world. So, today I want to just talk to you about 3 keys that you can implement. Now, these are not complicated. They're not hard to get started with, but 3 keys that you can implement today to start to break free from that yo-yo dieting. But again, I'm really glad that you're here, whether you are watching, you're here with me live or you're watching the playback. So if you can comment, whether you're here live or you're watching the playback, have you ever lost weight on a plan only to gain it right back as soon as you stop that plan? So just put a hand raise or say that's me. And if that is you, I guarantee you thought you were the problem. I thought for years I was just a big old loser because I could not stick to a diet, lose weight, and keep it off. I couldn't quit rating, getting sweets at night because I was just craving them so much. Okay, so nobody I'm watching with has ever lost weight and gained it back. So that's awesome. Somebody gave me a thumbs up. So I thought it was me, but it is not a personal failure. It's not about you. These diets, supplements, medications, they are not set up to be a long term solution. So I'm going to say this, if you cannot do something for 10 years, you cannot, don't do it for 10 minutes. Don't waste your time. Lisa has. Lisa has found the right way, right, Lisa? I'm so glad you're on. Ada has. So in the next 10 minutes or less, you'll learn why restrictions keep you stuck, which daily habits and not extreme programs actually move the needle, and how to use grace and consistency to stay out of that all or nothing ditch. So stay to the end. I've got a next step checklist for you that you can start today. So, 3 keys. The first one is you have to shift your mindset from restriction to nourishment. Diets obsess over what you can't have. Can't have carbs. I can't have, oh my gosh, I've seen y'all might have seen my post. I did a diet where corn was demonized. I couldn't have anything with corn. I mean, it's ridiculous. So diets focus on what you can't eat. But to be sustainable in fat loss, you have to focus on what your body needs. And when you give it what it needs, it's not constantly craving what is not healthy to have all the time. So, when you think about nourishing your body, I want you to think about protein in every meal. And so that supports muscle and it curbs cravings. I want you to think of fiber from fruits and vegetables. Fiber and protein are just an amazing combination together to help with digestion, to keep you full, just to keep you feeling good and satisfied. So, fiber helps with fullness, helps with digestion. Healthy fats. I know if you're a product of the 80s and 90s, we went through that fat free, everything had to be fat free, the fat free diet. We need fat in our diet to sustain hormones and to keep us satisfied. And guys, real meals that you can repeat on busy days, not crazy recipes that have ingredients you have never heard of. How many of you have bought a diet book or a plan or something and you're reading the recipe and you're like, what in the world is that? Where do I even find it? Or it takes you 2 hours to make dinner. Nobody has time for that. So I hope if you haven't been a member of our group for a while, you will see weekly we share recipes and they are like for real people. So for the next 3 meals, I want you to try this. Where's my protein? Where's my fiber in this meal? It may mean you put it into a tracking app. It may be that you look it up and write it down. Where's your protein? Where's your fiber? So I want you to drop just a food emoji. If you think that at your next meal, you could totally do that. You could add protein or fiber to your next meal. Just any food emoji. And just a little coach tip here. Nourishment quiets that I'm starving panic that causes late night snacking, or when you get home from work and you are just ravenous and dinner doesn't do it, and you sit on the couch and just eat and eat and eat. Okay, key number 2, build habits and ditch extremes. Guys, there's no prize for white knuckling it. I used to wear extreme workouts and restriction like a badge of honor, when in reality, I was setting a horrible example and making myself crazy. Thank you, Tanya. So some of y'all know, like, I was still dieting and over exercising when I was a trainer, when I was running boot camp classes. And I think that is one place that this free group has come from, because I always feel like I need to give back because I was such a bad example, because people looked up to me as a health and wellness person when I had no clue what to do in with nutrition, and I was doing everything wrong. So um, and I will tell you, you do not need a cleanse. You do not need a 30-day miracle like to fix everything. It's not going to fix it. You need to build habits. So, 4 habit pillars I want you to consider, and they're so easy to implement. I want you sleep. Sleep is so important. Aim for a consistent bedtime and wake time. If you have poor sleep, you are going to crave food. I will tell you, and you're going to crave high calorie, high carbs. Carbs aren't bad, but a lot of times those high carbs come from high carbs come with high sugar and high calorie foods, and that causes us to overeat. I want you to help with work on stress management. 5 to 10 minutes a day of decompressing walk, a prayer, breath work, box breathing, anything like that. 5 to 10 minutes. Movement. Have a daily step goal. If you work with a coach, she can help you with that goal. But if not, look it up and see what would be a good goal for you. Strength training 2 to 4 times a week. So important. Not every day, not going out and running 3 miles every single day, daily steps, strength training, and simple food structure. Guys, find meals you like and you can eat them over and over. If you need, hey Lisa, if you need variety, have some variety in there, but keep it simple with foods that fit into nourish your body, that they're healthy, and just keep those on repeat. Makes it easy, makes grocery shopping super easy too. For me, just a little personal note, I usually do about the same for breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and then we have different dinners, but my dinners are always about 30-ish grams of protein um, with a serving. So I want you to pick your one thing and I want you to post it in the comments. So one thing for this week you're going to focus on: bed by a set time, a 10-minute walk after lunch, protein at breakfast, or you're going to train twice a week. So 4 things: set a bedtime and stick to it, 10-minute walk after breakfast, protein at breakfast, and I'm not talking like 1 egg, that's like 7 grams. I'm talking like 20 to 30 grams of protein. Or strength train twice. You don't have to do them all. Eventually, I would love to see that. But what would be your one thing for this week? And key number 3, grace over perfection. So perfection says, I blew it. I'm going to start again on Monday. Tanya, protein, awesome. Grace says, I had an off meal. My next choice is going to honor my body. So, reset formula. So if you have an off meal, I'll tell you a little personal story. My husband and I took our kids to Olive Garden Saturday. And for those of you who know, last week was our first week as open as our gym. And so we both were here about 14 hours a day. We were exhausted. We were starving because we were so tired and had not given ourselves enough rest. We ate so much, and I don't even really like that restaurant that much. So if you're not getting, so okay, I know where I was going with that. So I could have just said, forget it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want, however much I want for the rest of the weekend. But what I did was got back on track with the next meal, with things that honor my body. I made sure I was getting enough sleep, all of those things. So, reset formula. If you feel like you blew it, you're going to pause, take a breath, going to hydrate, drink water, and at your next meal, make sure you have protein and produce. and move 5 to 10 minutes. So consistency beats intensity every time. So I want you guys to type reset in the comments below, whether you're watching this live or playback, if you are going to choose grace for yourself this week. Or I tell you what, type grace. If you're going to choose grace for yourself this week, type grace. Now, is this going to work if we blow it at every meal and we just say, oh, grace, I'm giving myself grace, I'm giving myself grace, and those blow it moments are going to add up and you're not going to get where you need to go. Okay, so here's your 3-step weekly plan. Anchor one habit. So I gave you 4 earlier. It was sleep, 10-minute walk after lunch, or bedtime, 10-minute walk after lunch, protein at breakfast, strength train twice. Protein and fiber, 2 meals per day, and then build to 3. And then this one is so important, I added it on the 3rd one, strength train 2 to 3 times this week. And short sessions count. So if you don't have time to do a full 30, 45, 60-minute workout, doing a few strength exercises can be very helpful. If you need help implementing this, if you are someone who is just overwhelmed, we're trying to keep it simple, but if you're just someone who is overwhelmed by all this information, by the specifics of it, I would love to talk to you more about our metabolic mapping program. This is what we do. We help you develop sustainable habits so you are not dieting anymore, but you are still reaching your health and fitness goals, whether that be weight loss, whether it be to be toned, to gain muscle, whatever your goal is. So if you are interested in hearing more, I would like for you to either in the comments put in MAP or message me, Greta Quessenberry, MAP, and then we'll go from there. Okay, no pressure to get some more information. All right, guys, I have a couple of minutes. We actually have 3 minutes for a question. If anyone has a question, it's on the live with me now, or if you have a question about, or if you're watching the replay and you have a question, you can comment it and I'll come back and check on those. Does anyone have a question now? I think I might be really behind. Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think my live is very ahead of where it actually is broadcasting on the Facebook page. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but if you guys have a question, please pop it in the comments below or send me a message. Have a wonderful rest of your day.